Hello and welcome to another episode of Malt, Magic and More. We finished Monday's episode by jumping into a portal of fire. Now let's come up with completely illogical reasons of what that could be on the After the Show. Apparently, illogical is quite hard to say.
Illogical is quite hard to say.
I've got
I mean, especially after doing intros up on Mondays every week.
Yeah, it's fine.
I was gonna say that was quite an intellectually taxing episode. I can't even say that, mate.
Yeah. The first one was the worst one, I feel.
Can we get like a hallelujah or an amen or some form of celebratory gif for the fact that we solved those puzzles pretty quick for us?
We solved technically like 4 puzzles. No, 3 puzzles on the door really quickly.
Yeah.
Like in an hour. We're getting better. We're getting better.
And it would usually take
some
us
behind the scenes stuff for those puzzles
an
as well.
hour.
It didn't matter if one of you did all 3 or all 3 of you did, or somebody did 2.
That was going to be my next question. That was definitely going to be my next question, yeah.
I did not plan on any of that at all. You could have just done it however you wish to.
Oh, man.
In Andrew's head, though, he orchestrated all of that.
I mean,
it
was definitely one of those ones that I was also curious at the end, and I haven't tried this, and I may try it next time, but I wasn't quite sure because it's a useful thing to keep. That was whether lesser or greater restoration would actually have helped Dargon get those things back, get his 22 back. But again, it's like, to be honest, he's looking all right.
Yeah. I think greater restoration does have a thing where it's like reduces nullifies any any changes to targets health points or something. I think it is a thing that's written there, but
it's a hell of a thing to use now.
Yeah, it is. It is both of your charges gone, isn't it?
Both of them gone. Yeah. So you touch a creature and can end either one disease or one condition afflicting you.
Okay.
But it then does say the condition can be. I don't know whether can be is like all-encompassing, blinded, deafened, paralysed, or poisoned. So I don't know whether it does.
Are you looking at lesser?
I am, because I'm an idiot.
Yeah, so lesser restoration can only wouldn't affect your hit point maximum. On greater restoration,
However,
the final bullet point
right.
says it can end one of the following effects. One of them can be one effect reducing target's hit
points maximum. Yeah. So yeah, it could do, but it's an interesting one.
So what was the purple liquid?
A poison.
Purple liquid, yeah, just a poison. The red one was the one we were meant to.
It would have done 2d6 poison damage, and you would have needed to do a con save to see if you were poisoned or not, and then you would have taken poison damage subsequently.
Did it matter which one of the red or purple ones we drank?
Yes.
Okay.
One of them was right, one of them was wrong.
Oh, we had the purple one. Could we have had the purple one, then the red one?
Oh, if it had the purple one was just a poison. Had no plot hook, mate. It was just there. It was just one of those red herrings.
Yeah. I just didn't know whether any of these were like, there's a right or wrong way of doing this, and you lose.
So all the puzzles will eventually make sense.
Nice.
All those sub-puzzles will eventually make... I think 2 of them probably make sense already. The last one, maybe not.
So
Not
would
the
it
last
have
one,
worked what would have happened if I'd have carved that initial symbol into myself? Would I have just done the same thing as the corpse?
So I found out.
The well's dried up. The well of information.
I was going to say that's maybe that one that we don't understand yet.
Okay, maybe there's 2 you don't understand fully just yet.
Okay then. Maybe there's 3 we don't
one
understand.
was fucking blatantly obvious, let's be honest.
Just hurt. Just pain.
Put your hand in this,
pain
it'll really
was
hurt.
Pain was pain.
Yeah.
Danny, it's a good
Yeah,
job.
I had a lot of fun creating that.
Good job Anda didn't do that one.
It's a good job Andy didn't do the pain one, because 70 hit points is all of my hit points nearly. And the Constitution one as well. I can't be having a hit point maximum reduction. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
So
Yeah, you did pick the right one.
the hit point maximum one was 8d10 with a con save of 19,
Oh, fucking hell.
and you got a 21 on your con save, so that was halved. So it was 44 when it got halved. So it was a shit roll. And then the lava, I had to do a lot of searching for lava damage in 5e. It is non-existent. There's some like improvised rules that I had to pull out of the DMG.
Yeah, it's on the DMG.
I thought it was like 7d10 or something stupid.
10d10
Something stupid.
10d10.
for wading.
Stupid.
Technically, there was like a submersion of 2d10, but this is not. Oh, sorry, if you're sticking a limb in, it's like 2d10, but this was not strictly that. This is like a holding in and maintaining, so
Yeah.
the 10d10.
Yeah.
If you get submerged in lava, apparently it's 18d10.
Yeah.
Okay, how?
Something silly.
So yeah, there was some improvised rules in the DMG.
Just out of
For
curiosity, I'm
lava
going to roll
damage.
that on D&D Beyond, just see if it breaks it.
Or 18d10.
18d10. The average of that is going to be like 95.
90.
That was really loud in my ear. I can tell you that.
Is that when you roll it out? Yeah, I hate it when it does that.
I rolled
Done that.
110, so that would have killed me.
Just that right. Yeah, that's why I cast Death Ward on myself, because I was like, I want to be back at 1 hit point, please. Thank you very much.
Have you not got the half orc?
Yeah, but now I've got
thing?
2.
now I can die twice.
Now you can get down twice.
Yeah, that is weird. It doesn't.
So
It took me a
what do you
long
think?
time to find the lava damage.
I liked that as well. We come up to a door. We was quite cautious. We're quite cautious with doors now. Obviously, I check them all for traps. We're very cautious touching the sarcophagus and all that bollocks. A big portal of burning flame comes, and we run into it. No questions asked.
Of course.
Actually, that is a very good point.
Why have we done that?
And now we take 24d10.
Because where else we're gonna go? You know.
We're going to end up in hell.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's
if we end up
fiends
in
everywhere.
hell, Dagon's gonna have a well of a time. A hell of a time, more like.
Seriously, holy weapon. Let's make it work once.
I'm holding out no hope of that spell ever working in this
Never
campaign.
We've never had any luck.
All I know is, as soon as we land, I'm just going to cast slow. As soon as I land on whatever I see.
Oh, great. That's going to be Dargon and Tyrix slowed.
Yeah.
But we have to
The only
remember
other
as
thing
well,
I forgot to say is
now-
for additional flavour. Sorry, Danny. For additional flavour, Kirik is going to have a scarred arm now.
Nice.
Oh, I'd
It's
like
all
to
my
think it's
tattoos
all
as well.
Like, all proper gammy.
Yeah.
Oh, and the skin's going to be all
Smart.
tight.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all good though.
Anyway, Danny, you were
It's all
saying.
good.
I was going to say, now I've learnt a couple of power chords and attuned to my amazing lute. We agreed last week that I can, when I play it using enchantment spells, I can give the person disadvantage. So that's why I wanted to attune to it, thinking things like dissonant whispers, suggestion, hold person. If I can give somebody disadvantage, I think I might need that next week.
Yeah. Yeah, we might well need that.
Or
Yep.
the final test was jumping into fire, and on the other side, everything's fine. And it's just some little old seer lady giving us a bit of parchment with a prophecy on it.
That would be
But
great.
I feel if that
But
was the
also,
case, Matt wouldn't have ended the stream on a cliffhanger otherwise, if it was just going to be that simple.
You know me, I love a cliffhanger.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be, and you land in a tavern with a lovely comfy bed and a beer next to the thing, and the prophecy just lying
I
there.
don't know. One of these days
Also,
I'm going to
I
drop
know-
you in a dreamscape where you land in a tavern with a beer in hand and a wench next to you.
Nah, want
And I'm just
to
gonna
fight.
twist
Want
the
to
fucking
fight.
thing.
With Erendriel saying as well, many have tried and none have come back. I feel like if it was once you'd got through the fire, that's it. Somebody would have done that by now, because somebody could have figured out all of those and survived all of those potentially.
Besides that, we're going to land on a pile of bodies.
Oh, that'd be cool though.
Just skate down it.
Surfing down bones.
But then what we'll have to do a long rest so Kieran can prepare with talk with dead, and then we have to interview every single one to find out what they did wrong.
I don't have enough spell slots for that, for sure.
How do we solve this puzzle? We're going to interview every dead person in here.
Every dead person here.
3 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, like on SpongeBob SquarePants, where it's just like a few moments later.
Later. Yeah.
SpongeBob reference for the
Everyone
kids.
loves a slinky, a slinky, a slinky. Just going down.
So
this
what did we
pile of
think
bodies.
of Erendriel then?
I thought he was a right prick.
Good?
Yes. but
Yeah,
not
I
as
mean,
some of the other
intentions
people.
were high, I guess.
He
I get it.
he did actually let us in. He was obnoxious, difficult, and yet actually was able there to listen and actually go. I don't know. There was something about that.
He was near on making us. Well, he was near on doing an intimidation check, wasn't he? Really, I suppose if I tried to look at it from his point of view and not from Anders' point of view, because obviously that's a very skewed perspective. He's in a city that gets battered from the Black City all the time because he's charged with protecting something powerful underneath it. You're not going to trust anybody, are you? And with what we already know about demons and changelings and shapeshifters knocking about,
Yeah.
and if you are arrogant, which most kings are, he's going to think he's got the most powerful army in Nylon. And he's protecting the eastern side of Nylon from the western side of Nylon for centuries. He's going to think, who are these four twats coming here? They're not going to do no, are they?
Yeah. Yeah. I
There's
mean,
a
absolutely
big
right. I
bald
mean,
guy in a skirt,
I'm not going to lie.
a bloke
I mean,
dressed in Cohen leather.
I am
You're gonna
impressed
like, well, who the
that
fuck
he
is-
gave us, well, not even gave us an audience, arrived. That was a surprise.
Yeah, and I do think, and not inadvertently, he said the right things eventually. So name dropping Lena seemed to work, even if it angered them enough to get the king.
Yeah.
And even though I name dropped myself by accident, it kind of worked in the sense that although he thinks I'm a bastard from a broken line, he seemed to give us a bit more time to talk. And by me saying, are you sure you're not just protecting something important and you may need help to protect that, and that's why you're getting battered all the time? And then he seemed to twig that we're more powerful. And I think he respected the knowledge we were spewing rather than our prowess as fighters, that he respected in the end a little bit.
There is the fact that he slightly feared you
Yeah.
in some way. Don't know why, don't know how, but he does.
But
Does indeed.
when Matt wants to be a stubborn character, he knows how to press on Anders' impatience and stubbornness. He goes, well, I'm just going to turn the dial on Ander a little bit, see how this goes.
It was actually interesting.
The M's job.
Yeah, it was a point when it was actually Dargo just wanted to be that. Yeah, you guys do the diplomatic stuff, and then he was talking about, or it came up, or something about, he said something about the family, about Lena, something else like that, and basically Dargon was like, "Family's all you got, mate." So it was interesting to actually. That's when he turned around and was like, "Okay, maybe he's struggling here." As in, we were told he was emotionally struggling. He's lost his son, so After that, it was okay. We're being given an inch. He's letting us in. Let's have a chat. So,
but it is. I think with us, it's very much we'll try diplomacy, and if after 30 seconds that hasn't worked, we're probably going to kick off. I was pretty close to committing if Erendril hadn't come. I was thinking, right, we'll leave and we'll come back another day. So I didn't think we were going to get anywhere.
I wasn't sure how that was going to happen. I didn't think they would let us leave, and I didn't think that they would let us stay. That makes sense. They weren't just going to go, here's your tools, taverns down there, shops on your left. It was going to be, we're going to be, taken to jail.
Prisoners.
Yeah, prisoners.
Yeah.
So,
what's your thoughts on who the blue-haired rune tattoo elf lady was, or what she might be?
Cleric of some sort, I think.
Yeah, cleric.
Like a knowledge domain cleric or something like that.
That's a good question.
Should make sense.
Lena doesn't have runes on her, does she?
I'm also curious about the fact that this... okay, this will be interesting. So thinking about the prophecy and where we found them. Where are the places we found prophecies?
Ironforge and Selma.
That was an awesome jump. Sorry, I just got
It was
distracted.
brilliant, wasn't it? It was absolutely amazing.
Awesome
I
jump.
got really distracted then. I also knew it was coming because even...
Tabaxi monk or rogue, one of the two.
Definitely
Amazing.
monk. Because, when she wants to deal some damage, there's the sentinel, you're not allowed to leave.
Unarmed strike.
Yeah.
Is she wearing the drunken master though? She looks a bit... Or what would she be? What monk would she be?
Where the Ascendant Dragon Monk.
Yeah.
Which I haven't
Should do breath
read
weapons.
yet.
Is it like cat food damage? Just like
That's her breath weapon.
sardine breath.
Breath weapon.
Breath weapon with cat food.
Surely it'd just be hairball.
Yeah.
So instead of like a Hadouken, it's just like a furball comes flying out.
So going back to the prophecy, are we thinking that we got a prophecy from a celestial, and this one's gonna be one from the hells? So we're still actually seeing this pattern show up about the three areas. The first part of the prophecy was the first part of the prophecy. It doesn't have to have a, for want of a better word, theme, but the other ones do, maybe.
Potentially.
I mean, it's kind of like saying, can you see a pattern yet when you've drawn two dots? But,
So if there's four parts of the prophecy,
you got one general,
said
which
the
starts it off.
the first one is good. Well, if we're doing Earth, maybe, then the Ironforge one was from heaven. This one could be from hell.
Yeah.
If I talk with basic terms, and the fourth one is
Fae,
Feywild, yeah.
which are the three kingdoms. So, it just makes sense.
Indeed.
And with Deluin being so close to the Black City, you can understand that it may well have been, could have been at some point in the realms.
the boundaries might have been different at one point.
Yeah.
Also, that's actually quite a nice journey for us. If we go Deluin, get the prophecy, go to River's End, save them, they're then close to the Feywild to then get the last part of the prophecy.
I swear we need to go back there. At least.
I'm
for
way
something.
too early for my booster jab though, aren't I? In Feyliad for my Mage Blight.
Yeah. Honestly, by the time you need to go back there, Nylin has either been saved or fallen.
The fact that this might have been part of the Dark City would maybe explain why we can't recognize architecture and why it's all different.
Yes, very much so.
And why all the statues are fucking demons and there's Abyssal on the floor.
Yeah.
Or
So,
it was a stronghold, and the forces of Deluin took over and made it their settlement.
Yeah.
Or Deluin doesn't realise, and the Black City doesn't realise there's historic underground tunnels or something between the two.
Yeah. They've either been trying to take it back. Like he said, it's just the closest. It's gonna get the most, attacks and raids. Or they're actually trying to get in. They're trying to attack it because they think there's something there. Interesting idea.
It'd be interesting to visit anywhere else in the West because, like you said, that's a good point about the architecture. That could just be Western architecture.
Other than the Black City, there is nothing else as far as we're aware on the map. Unless it was under Wrathstrike.
That's true.
In which case, it's no longer there.
Yeah, it's no longer there. This crumbled part of a building is.
I would like to go to the Wrathstrike Canyon just for a tourist opportunity, really.
Tourist opportunity. Yeah, just to get 10,000 gold's worth of Wrathstrike. That's what Ander wants to go there for.
Well, yeah. I'll forge my own keys, and then I won't have to fucking find them for all the doors.
Keys, doors, necklaces.
Well, Kirik's now a historian, apparently, researcher. So.
What the fuck is Kirik Stormcaster? What is that? Stonecaster or whatever?
Stonecarver, yeah.
Stonecarver. Yeah.
What's her name?
I just didn't want to give him any clue of who I might be because I was like, just when he's starting to warm up, it's like, oh yeah, I'm a cleric of the Raven Queen. It's like,
your deity
no,
is
I'm just a guy that travels with them.
I did though on the chat.
Yeah.
The chat did call you bluff and was like, so a bloke clad in armour calls himself a historian, and the king
needs to be protected. Need to be protected.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
To be fair, Indiana Jones was an archaeologist.
Yeah, had a gun.
Yeah, there you go. He's a history teacher, so So yeah. But yeah, I'm very glad I have that advantage on deception now because that was I rolled I think a 3 and an 18. I was like, ooh.
Wow.
you like more than Ander now.
Well, I've got no bonuses.
I got a 4 and a 2 for a Rendriel.
Wow.
I was rolling pretty well at the beginning of the session. It was ridiculous.
I did have an idea to disguise myself as Lena and pretend to be Lena when we're going into Deluin, but I'm glad I didn't because I'm sensing there might be some more beef than we know about.
Yeah, there's definitely something else there. There. Why does he want the prophecy? That's another question.
I'm not. Me personally, Dave is not very happy with that. Dargon's totally believing, but
I think obviously there could be a bad reason. But he hasn't given us any reason to think he's evil. Could it just be?
He hasn't. No.
Two things. He worships a god that's all about knowledge, past artistic. So he's going to want old artifacts, aren't he? And that sort of thing. That's what his god's into. Ancient knowledge, ancient wisdom, right? That's what you said, Matt, right? Krellin?
Just double checking what the actual wording was.
So
it was.
That could be why he wants it.
Ancient.
Yeah, he might just have an interest in it. Weird interest in
also,
it.
if you've been guarding something for centuries and you daren't go get it yourself, just curiosity.
Now that's a really interesting point, actually. Right? Yeah. Did he care enough about us, as in not at all, to go? All right, you're here for the prophecy. Interesting. Right. I've sent 20 people have died. If you come back with it, great. If not, you're out. You're off my hands. Great.
That is 100% the.
Oh yeah, we are
the reason. It's a win-win for him.
Yeah.
It's a win-win. If we die,
yeah, he's back eating his, cold chicken and salad, and just sitting there, just going, yeah, well, bet they won't come back.
Can Ander be Jean-Claude Van Damme? Just because I can imagine Ander doing the splits between two chairs.
Van Damme.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jean-Claude Van Damme hasn't got any off-the-field issues, has he? He wasn't like a sex offender in the 70s or anything like that, was he?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, good. I don't want to get cancelled, that's all I'm saying. Although he was famous in the 80s, I'm sure he did a lot of things whilst fueled up on cocaine.
I think it was more steroids for those sorts, wasn't it? Not that I'm saying Jean-Claude Van Damme was ever on steroids, I'm just saying the action heroes of that time had a reputation.
Did you see Tom Waldron when he played He-Man?
Yeah.
He was jacked.
His muscles had muscles.
His biceps had biceps.
The power.
The power of anabolic steroids.
Oh man.
Can we get
it's not
sued?
as bad as synthol or whatever they're using these days.
Or that one kid who just injected petroleum jelly into his bicep, and it was like, yeah, that's
like oil into his biceps. Yeah, that was weird.
Ugh,
you idiot.
creeps me out.
Right, we're going off on a tangent now.
Indeed.
Yeah, we have.
We
Anyway,
have gone off a massive tangent.
That was Dave's fault because he said we were expendable, and then I've gone off on an Expendables tangent. Bothrick can be Wesley Snipes. He's in the third one, isn't he?
I have never seen The Expendables, so I have no idea.
Oh, mate. It's every action
you
film
like-
wet dream. Just total.
I
There's
know.
no plot. It's just absolute fucking carnage.
It's a good hangover film. If you're hungover and you
It's
can't
a-
be asked to think about storylines.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you want a film with a storyline, don't watch The Expendables. But if you just want to see guts, glory, and a guy yell, you better remember this shit at Christmas.
one of the best
it's
lines.
absolutely the film for you. It is the best line in the film.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'll wrestle it back. I think you're right, Dave. We've offered to get something he's probably wanted for centuries.
Yeah.
If we come back, bonus. If we don't come back, he's not lost anything.
I don't know what you said about 3 minutes ago when I suddenly just went twigged and went, oh right, yeah, actually he's gone great, done deal.
Yeah, why wouldn't he?
Yeah, especially if he's not sent any other people or whatever else, but as you said, he sent loads of people, they haven't come back. He's like, yep, crack on, you give it a go, get out my sight.
Yeah.
But if we tell him that part of the prophecy, is he going to not let us leave until we tell him the other parts?
Well, we can decide to make up a fake prophecy and give it to him.
Well, we've satisfied ourselves enough then that he's not under the influence of anybody else, haven't we? As in,
Dargon
He
has
seems-
done no such check.
He seems seems genuine apart from hiding. Well, two things. One of them that we know was hiding the prophecy, so we knew about it, and the other one was, something related of why he wants it. But it was specifically, he was like, my only interest is to protect the city, and it was true. But there was a level of not really
Yeah,
telling
so he's
the
not
whole
really
truth.
lying. He's just missing
Omitting
bits
certain
out.
things.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just curious of maybe the prophecy is something that can help in his mind, so he wants to see if that's true. But it seems like he's genuinely a guy that, I mean, it makes sense that he's a dick, because he's basically the king of Helm's Deep. Was where was Gondor?
Yeah. He's literally living under siege all of his life.
Yeah.
His son has died, so he's in grief, but he's not allowed to grieve, so he's bottling all of that emotion up, and he's dealing with all of that, and the only way it comes out is just anger.
And
Yeah.
it may well have been centuries, but they are squatting, from what we believe. Right? It's not their city. So again, is it landed upon them? Was it? Were they forced to look after it? Do you know what I mean? There's something weird going on there.
Is he scared / pissed off at my family name because one of the final orders of one of the kings was to keep this stronghold and do not let it fall? And he's like, fucking hell, I got right stitched up with the final order from my previous... And he was generally just a general, and he's made himself a king. over time.
And he could be an elf. He could be an elf. He is an elf. He could be hundreds of years old, and therefore could be. He was literally given that. It wasn't his grandparents or anything.
He was given a false title to, I suppose, ease the pain of the fact he's been given a shit assignment.
It could be. And again, yeah, all of that landed on top of the fact that he lost his son. So
I also kind of feel bad that we didn't go to River's End, because these actually seem like they're doing fine, and River's End seems proper shafted. I know the distiller or whoever said they're going to send help to River's End, but they're not going to get there that quick, are they?
But we can always go. We can always go to River's End from here. So
I say we've been here 3 hours. 8 if you call the walk all the way from the teleportation.
We've also got the fact that we're going to get this prophecy, come back up, and potentially whatever we see on the plains has arrived at the gate, and it's all kicking off.
Well, find a back exit and run.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll give you my potion of flying. I'll then fly using my loot, and then you can dimension door, and Boffer can turn into something like a crag cat and run away. Done.
Cool, we've got our exit strategy.
We need a
sorted.
nickname for the crag cat at this point. It seems it is one of his favourites.
Oh, we need Merthyr for that.
Cat.
We need our
Yeah,
chat
no,
to
it doesn't
work
work.
out.
Catherine.
Doesn't work.
Catherine doesn't work.
Catherine,
It
yeah,
sounds like a middle-
Catherine doesn't work.
Catford. There we go. Well, that's going to be our poll for next Monday. It's
Yeah.
no, well, that'll be the
Can we call it
option for the
something
chat.
completely other end of the spectrum and call it like
Steve.
Snuggles or Mr. Snugglekins or something like that?
Catty McCatface, those sorts of things.
Catty McCatface.
Just
Classic.
Mittens. We'll call it Mittens. Hang on. The Tabaxi Monk's bonus action.
Yeah,
Bring it
no,
over
what
here,
we're going to work out is...
That's going to be like a
There you
Pokemon
go.
and just like tail whip.
No, yeah. Balance is pretty
Waiting
good.
for
Balance
it
is
to
pretty good.
absolutely claw your skull
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like...
Dexterity saving throw.
Got evasion anyway. Oh my god.
Yeah, actually,
Pearl.
she's doing pretty well. Oh.
We'll have the
Okay.
RSPCA.
No, don't like this. I'm gonna move.
I'm out.
Oh,
I'm out of here.
she's
I'm
gonna
out of
piss on
here.
your head.
There we go.
She's gone. She's gone. She'll go lick her ass in peace in the corner now.
Well, she was doing it in front of the mic on the desk in here, and I couldn't move her or anything. I was like, oh, cheers, thank you very much indeed.
It's lovely,
I'm really glad
lovely
that she
sight.
doesn't
Do
like
it. You got to do it.
sit directly in front of the camera and just show a chocolate starfish to the world.
So thankfully the
Cats
camera's
are
a little bit higher up.
What are we
My
talking
cat has
about?
done it on a work meeting before. I've been sat here in the home office and the cat's jumped on the table and fucking shown its arsehole to somebody quite important. No, cheers.
Oh wow.
Love it.
Well, where are we going to end up next week?
Well,
Hell.
we will see.
Yes.
I don't know, but I don't like the fact. I don't like the fact that the Dragon book came out so recently. That's all I fear. That's all I fear in my life.
And Matt has been wanking over it since it came out.
No, that was Wild Beyond the Witchlight. I'm slightly disappointed in that one actually. I need more Fae. I need a Fae source book, not an adventure module.
Yeah, we're not
What,
going
for
to
your
get we're not going to
erotic
get to the Fae
fanfiction?
until a book comes out. So Wizards of the Coast, do you mind?
I don't write erotic fanfiction.
So we can't get the next part of the
I'll leave
prophecy
that to
until
the
they
fans.
brought out another source book on the Fae. Okay, I get it.
So between you and I, all of the prophecy stuff is written, ready to go, and has been for months.
Oh, is that? I felt like a dick that we haven't solved it already.
It's literally you guys took a massive tangent and fucked off elsewhere. I'll just roll with this.
Yeah,
I don't care.
It was fun though, wasn't it? It was.
All right, it was
As
brilliant.
This is
tangents
D&D.
go, as side
D&D.
quests
It's
go,
not a
it was
dig.
pretty-
It's just
pretty
telling
good.
you that I've got stuff.
Yeah, it took a dream from the DM to all of us to go, by the way, here's the prophecy. Hashtag just saying.
Yeah. Hashtag get
That's
back
what you
on
do,
track,
that's what you do.
procrastinating fucks.
To be fair, I did that on Sunday. Sunday just gone. It's like, oh, by the way, this is the thing. You have a week. Basically what I did.
Essentially, put the barriers up when you go bowling, just to make sure we go straight.
Sometimes
down the
you've
middle.
got to steer people
Sometimes you
back
have
onto
to,
the
yeah.
path.
Sometimes you have to, because otherwise you'll just do everything else.
Also, Matt's got some creative juices flowing for campaign 2, so he's like, right, let's try and wrap up campaign 1. So I've got some good ideas for campaign 2.
Again, a lot of the setting for campaign 2, and because it expands on Nylon basically, the setting for all of this in continents and everything in the world is all done.
Nice.
And then
Can we all play a band of halflings / gnomes?
Well, the difference then for campaign 2 is that because of campaign 1, everybody was relatively new to D&D, including me. There was a bit more of a guided story right from the beginning, whereas campaign 2, there will be certain things that happen in the beginning, I think, when we get there, and then you guys will start to craft where the story goes, and we'll see what happens.
God help us all.
And go from there.
Oh, looking forward to that, and next week, whatever
And then
whatever happens.
I could,
We need to finish
I'll
campaign
have
1
bought
then.
Strixhaven by then, so I could be an owl person.
An owlin.
Excuse me.
Owlin.
An owl.
I know I have
Or
my backup
Harrington.
character. I just don't know whether that would be one I want to start campaign 2 on. So
I've
Still
got a
waiting
couple.
for the monsters of the multiverse, and then we're gonna get literally like amoebas.
Yeah,
Amoebas
I've
and
got
trench coats.
I've got ideas for campaign 2, but I'm kind of like, yeah, I've got like a couple of ideas. And I'm like, whatever works best with what the other two create.
see, the
That's
problem
kinda
is
where I am.
I'm
the
waiting
problem- I
for
was
which
thinking
one
the
of you
same.
says, Matt, can we just homebrew this because I want to do something different.
That
Now,
would be
I want to pick a random class.
It would probably be me. That person would
Yeah,
probably be
because
me.
I'm
But
expecting
it's,
it to be you.
I
It ain't
want to
gonna-
pick a
it ain't
class and not multi-class. I don't want a multi-class this time. I want to pick a class and see it through. But I
Yeah.
want to do a weird race combo with the class and subclass.
I'm pretty
Well,
sure.
you
Like, I
can
think we've
choose
talked
your
about this
origins
before.
now, so.
I think we talked about this before. I think the three of us pretty keen on going full class next campaign.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's gonna happen. I definitely like the two options I have is like, well, I say that, but like clerics. Everyone says clerics shouldn't multi-class, and I was like, fuck that. And but yeah, the two two characters I pick is like, yeah, multi-class is probably bad, so don't do it.
But it's what we spoke about, that if we
Mechanically.
go down that route, then storyline and RP wise, they are then the only reasons why we would potentially multi-class. And it's
Yeah,
if the
absolutely.
story dictates. Now, we could say that technically that happened with Dargon. It kind of did. It was 50-50. I wanted to multi-class, but it also worked. I would think it's much stronger next time that it would have to be serious as to why we're going to multi-class.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Well, we've done it all. We've multi-classed, and I've also done one of those. I've had a pivotal moment in my life where I've then changed subclass.
And as have I.
Yeah, you guys have changed subclasses. I did, but it's all good.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can't really change from a grave cleric, can you?
You could change his fight.
Unless
Could have
Kind of the
Death Cleric.
core of what makes
Touche.
Cleric. It could go Death Cleric, but
I suppose the only change would be probably like maybe Life Cleric, but that would be that'll be a big change.
Yeah. Well, that's hopefully in many, many, many months' time when we.
I'm
get to
expecting
that.
we're getting
So-
to episode 100 before we do anything with campaign 2 at least.
Yeah.
If we're not really stupid, and I mean like above our normal.
Unless we get a full TPK, in which case we're all fucked.
Full TPK.
30 episodes. That's only middle of next year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Half a year, yeah.
Wow.
I know. Crazy.
Well, On that note,
All right, let's try and finish campaign 1 by my birthday in June. There's the challenge.
oh man,
We'll see.
Absolutely.
We'll try.
well guys, let's see what happens next week, because I think we're all very much excited about what on earth is going to happen. I have no idea where we're going to end up, but I think it's going to be good fun. Thank you again to everyone who pushed us past the 50 followers mark on Twitch. We are so grateful. Please follow us, even subscribe to the channel on Twitch now if you can do, and like and subscribe our videos on YouTube. If you need to or like to listen to the podcast instead of watching the stream or watching it on YouTube, then please do go and find the podcast where you find them, whatever you use. Go ahead, find them on there, and leave us a review, leave us some feedback. Thank you ever so much for joining in tonight, and really appreciate it. We shall see you next week.